finally figured out how to become a morning person, and I have to talk about it. It is no secret that life is unpredictable. We truly just never know what each day will bring because that's God's territory, not ours. But we can control how we start and approach each day. There is a time I would wake up and immediately reach for my phone and be scrolling on social media down a rabbit hole, like down deep. Immediately start scrolling, immediately check email, responding to text messages, listening to voice notes. And then I would wonder why my spirit would be off and my eyes would hurt. It's because the brightness of my phone was too high, number one. And two, I realized I was taking in all of these thoughts and opinions and ideas and mindsets before even taking a second to check in and see how I was feeling. And most importantly, number two, talking with God in the morning. The first thing I would recommend if you want to become a morning person is to set your routine. I know things come up and life happens and every morning will not be perfect. That's fine. But if I can control it, this would be my rhythm. Once my alarm goes off, I say my prayers and make my bed. One of my favorite books is Atomic Habits by James Clear. And one point that stood out to me was when James talked about priming an environment to make your next action easy. By setting my pillow on the floor the night before, it's a gentle reminder to just pray as soon as I get out of bed. I literally will roll out of bed onto my pillow and just start saying my prayers. Then once I'm finished praying, the pillow on the floor is a gentle reminder to make my bed. Two actions that seem very simple, very easy, but by priming my environment, it literally makes them easier and also unavoidable, especially in the morning when your brain might not be functioning as much as it is once you're fully awake. The next thing that's helped my mornings is setting boundaries. I was finding it very difficult to focus during my time with God because I was usually rushed or on the go. Since this realization, I segmented my room into spaces to help me focus. Stage left, you will see my cute little Christ corner. Every morning, I will sit here to do my devotional, and it just helps me slow down during this time and focus on the word. I have a nice little view outside my window. It's very peaceful. The birds are usually chirping. It's just great because I don't feel rushed. I also set my water bottle here for in the morning. I struggle with water intake. I will always be holding the bottle. I will have the bottle with me, next to me, looking cute, doing great. But am I drinking it? That's the question. Having it full, ready to go right there when I'm doing my devotional, I have no choice but to drink the water. Just feel better going into my workout, and it's another thing that I can check off the list so that if I slack on water intake throughout the day, I already know I at least have some water in me from the morning. I usually do hot yoga weekdays and then my hot girl prayer walks on the weekend. And it's a weekday, so we're about to hit a smooth little eagle pose with a little dash of standing head to knee. My head has yet to hit my knee, but we are claiming it, okay? It's about the journey. Yoga is the journey to self through self. So one day. After yoga, you saw in my Count It All Joy video that oatmeal is a staple in this house for good reason, because it is really good for you. Whether it's oatmeal or a smoothie or some toast, I try to eat something because I know breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Dinner is my meal of choice. I've always been that way, but I do try to eat breakfast because I know it's good for me. Once I shower, I use my makeup time as the last part of my morning routine. And that is the third thing I would recommend, which is set your intentions. Getting ready is the part of my morning where I look myself in the eyes and speak positivity over my day, whether it's another prayer, affirmations, or just literally sitting in silence. It really does provide peace before I get into the day's tasks. We are so rushed in this world. So many times we fail to really look at ourselves in the mirror and think positively. We look at ourselves in the mirror and think negatively time and time again, more times than we can count. But how often do you look in the mirror and say, I'm proud of you for getting to this day. I'm proud of you for waking up with light, with so many gifts to give to the world. And I really try to use my time in the morning to just sit in gratitude rather than a time to sit in anxiety, worry, regret. I really try and let those go so that I can just focus on the good and let that carry through my day. I end my morning routine stage right in my little creative corner. And I know y'all looking at me like, girl, you do not have a long walk to any of these corners. I know it's funny because, yeah, I don't like Christ Corner, Creative Corner. We are all in the same mix. Hear me out, hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. Having designated spaces and knowing what's required of you in those spaces takes the focus to a new level. These 3 things have helped me so much and made my mornings so much brighter. If you need a little shift, a little extra momentum in your morning, I highly recommend you try them. But above all else, do something great today, and I will see you in my next video.
Lovers have come and lovers have gone, but you still feel like right when the whole world feels wrong.